Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Magic Arena, and today we are going to be doing midweek Magic. It's actually just plain Singleton. I actually would like to see more Frontier events, but we'll accept Singleton for now. It it's pretty much Commander without actually having a Commander. And this time we're going to be doing Singleton with +1/+1 counters here. We're going to be trying out the green-white stuff. Actually, quite a few things that work well with this one. So we are down low aggro deck for the most part. Um, have We're basically counting on a lot of our twos and threes. We do have a good number of planeswalkers: Archangel Elspeth, Wandering Emperor, Elspeth Resplendent. Pretty much ways to get additional value. We have an Ancient Imperiosaur. Just as a big threat to deal, big annoying threat. Plague Champion also something that come by. As far as some actual payoffs, literally it's just botanical. It's Botanical Brawler and Dust Legion Duelist from March of the Machine. Good reason to add +1/+1 counters. I believe we also have an Ocelot, which keep stacking them up. Pretty good job here. We actually could add one Catilda. That's now that I think of it, that would be a nice fit. If I remember correctly, the problem is we don't have a good number of humans. Our creature subtype is a bit all over the place, but Catilda's a good. Let's do a double check. Catilda. Yeah, it's on each creature you control, so it does go wide really well. The only caveat is that we don't really benefit that much. We got 7 other humans. It's a few. It's some. It's not quite a lot. I I guess we could probably cut some of the weird one-offs and maybe some of our emergency depopulate Sunfall and our removal. But we'll try it like this for now. We'll see how it goes. You can go much harder. You can even go on a humans team. That would that actually works quite decently. Coven humans before Innistride Midnight Hunt finally rotates out. It's actually been staying stuck for a long time. We'll discuss the other cards as we go along, but otherwise it's just pretty straightforward. We'll see how it works. So early removal into a Botanical Brawler. Could use some additional help, but the early removal's okay. And the note here is that you want to be putting counters on another permanent aside from this, though it's fine, I guess. Our opponent have a 1-drop. Dread Fugue, mana value 2 or less, so we will lose probably the Botanical Brawler. We could also lose the Fragment Reality, which is fine, I guess. Yeah, that serves us right from keep. No, we did lose the Brawler. So when this we want to have other creatures when we do specialize this. The opponent discards a card, then they may discard. Which card do I want to give them? Oh, I'm actually going to just discard the Clay Champion. Because the trick here is they don't really get to choose how to cast it. There's a trick with that one. If our opponent decides to hit, so let's do a double check. Its controller puts a random creature. We do have a few one-offs, one creature. So if our opponent decides to kill Jaheira, I am more than. Opponent's really going for the discard, so yeah, we kind of need the land. Mind Spike, choose. Okay, they did strip the last one. That's a bit annoying on the most part, but well, that sometimes your opponent just gets the fistful of discard. We Tenacious Underdog. Let's see. This flips into a 3/4. So something to keep in mind. If I pitch into a 3-4, it just bumps into these two. It's not a great deal. I'll probably just play Lauren. We need to start drawing cards again, so we'll have to keep that in mind. Also note that we do get to pitch our Iganjo as removal. I suspect our opponent's just... sure. But I wonder if our opponent has something big. That's the concerning part. So I could swing with this one. It just pretty much trades with most of their board. Not liking it, so I'm gonna actually pass. Opponent now kind of stuck. I'm hoping we have to give our opponent cards too, which is the bad part, but considering we need the cards as well, it's fine. Now we do have Titania with Argot as a connection here, so let's just do Homestead Courage. Opponent probably starts chump blocking. Opponent really wants to draw into cards too, so that's something to consider. They are kind of, well, I wouldn't say flooded. Usually blue-black wants to have this very big flashy spell. Tasha. Whenever a creature attacks, you put a -1/-1 counter on that creature. Well, it's a good thing we're let's see what's the... Target puts a creature from their graveyard under your control. That creature gains Ward 2. Yeah, let that resolve. We'll give them the Clay Champion. Because it's a whole bunch of nothing. I actually think the one card in hand is also... Yep, they have to target, but it does nothing. Now I could actually specialize this. I get to... If it's a white card, that would be a really decent specialize. Okay, let's specialize now. So target, and I believe it has ward 2, but we can pay for the ward, and we can target 2 other creatures. We can actually choose not to pay for the ward, but I'm gonna pay for it. Oh, and our opponent did not actually activate it, so... Okay, they're gonna... They might actually activate it. Like, well, they could actually choose not to activate it still, but we'll probably just give them the Clay Champion again. The opponent concedes! That's the problem with discard. You need to have something to follow up with. You can't just be a fistful of discard. Because eventually your opponent is just going to play everything they have on hand. It actually does highlight that the Lauren was actually a good call. Emergency way to draw cards. Yeah, you're giving your opponent cards, but if you're desperate, you're desperate. We'll take it. Captive Weird. I would have preferred the Kenra Spell Spear because that's the one I usually play more. But Captive Weird's fine as a... Captive Weird's fine for that. Let's see if we can run into something that's not blue-black. Actually, I ran into mono-black in one earlier test. I believe I ran into mono-white in another earlier test. You're gonna run into a lot of mono. We'll see. We're definitely keeping this. I'm already starting to regret having some of the high casting cost creatures here, but we do have a good amount of 2s and 3s, so we can kind of live off those for the time being. We still need one more land to serve for this one, but hey, sometimes we just get ourselves a 3-mana 4/3 and we're fine with that. Because our opponent does not have a 1-drop, but we don't have we have one more turn to grab a third land. So let's see, Tamio safekeeping, tail swipe. We will we will slow them down by taking away the innkeeper. I suspect this might be like some sort of poison deck of sorts. Anyway. So if our opponent can't produce something to block, we should be able to punch through. Also got Kayla's command, definitely. Yeah, opponent concedes. Looks like our opponent relied too well. Our opponent did take one mulligan. They were kind of hesitant on it, but Gobakan really slowing them down a lot. Actually, it also looks like they played out all their lands, so they might not have drawn a 4th land or another creature at that point. If they drew a 4th land, they would they'd probably still be able to keep up. As it is, that was a very fast one. It does prioritize how important 2s and 3s are. Also prioritize how important not having too much interaction. The Tamio safekeeping, I suspect our opponent might be no. If it's like red for venerated rot priest, that's a weird setup. We have to mulligan this one. We don't have a play. We are definitely keeping this one. We will bin the Imperiosaur because we're not casting that anytime soon. We go first. We definitely want to scry. We'll take Argot. I believe it ETB's tapped unless you control a legendary green creature, so we could play Ozolith, but there is a very good chance that we might just temporarily lock down next turn. Let's see what our opponent dumps. Nothing. We could cycle this actually. Yeah, we'll probably cycle it instead because we don't have. We might actually cycle this because we don't have a really good use for it now. We're gonna see. We definitely want to just lock down their board later. So let's see what their other creatures are. Note that this, well, it's non-land permanents, but our opponent is very patient. We might just borrow time. The Seal of Existence also fine. No, both of these are non-land permanents, so we'll do borrow time because them getting back etching is not the worst thing to happen. Also note that temporary lockdown it will hit our ossification if we go for that, but that's the only thing it would hit. It will also hit Invasion of Gobakan if we do play that, so something to keep in mind. Opponent not playing anything. Interesting. Okay, I guess we start spitting tokens. Now if we do play the -6, we are getting the Ozolith back, but that's about it. I'm really curious what our opponent has. Is it just a ton of burn? It's just a ton of burn. Calling it a professional. Yeah. So it's just a ton of burn, but nothing else significant. So we can pay double white, double green, that's it. Ugh. Actually, if we're just paying double white, double green, there's no need to pay the extra +2, so x = 0 is fine. We do want to tap this ourselves. And opponent concedes. Now red does have spells that can deal five, that can deal 5 or more damage. I suspect our opponent might not be happy with that. Having this, they did spend 2 cards on Archangel Elspeth, so it looks like the rest of it's going to be spending 2 cards for that as well. That's going to be a problem. Let's keep going. So far we've been actually, even that first match up against Blue Black, that was supposed to be the scary one. So Blossoming Sands, Radiant Grove, very slow, and we get to play Carrion Beast Caller, but we don't get to play Ossification, so that's something to keep in mind. We'll keep this, but super risky. Okay, the risk is real. Thankfully, our opponent is also kind of stuck as well, but we definitely need a third land. Okay, we hit our third land, so I'm actually gonna just play Kayla's Command for search and gain life, because we do need to set up for, and let's see, definitely want these. Opponent finally drops something, Key to the Archive. Yeah, very typical. We can Invasion of Gobakan to snipe whatever they decide to keep. So we'll probably play Beast Caller into Invasion. So let's see, they have the Fateful Abs. They are missing the 5th land. Time Warp's gonna... I actually want to just take the Fateful Absence here. Well, actually, missing the 5th land is not a non-issue here because they do have Key to the Archive after all. That said, casting Sunset Revelry. They did not leave much of anything else. They can still Essence Scatter, but this is a cast trigger. I'm actually gonna... Now the trick here is, I know they can't Essence Scatter this. They can still Fateful Absence, so they will actually have a choice. Because I'm definitely gonna +1 this one. They will have a choice if they want to Fateful Absence this. No one. Oh, they got their own Wandering Emperor. This is gonna be a wandering battle. Sure. Though I suspect we will lose our Emperor when the moment they go for Time Warp. Yeah. Let's see what they do. They could also just keep holding this up. The problem is the Essence Scatter is an issue. Temporal Pilgrim. Draw a card. Okay, so opponent did leave themselves a bit down. Ideally, I want to cast this so that but I know it's just going to get hit by Farewell. I could also just go for Archangel Elspeth, just go... that one's weaker. Let's just cast this while they're... Now note that our opponent can still punch through this, though it will be at the cost of using their Fateful Absence and leaving them with very little mana. Though we are actually going to probably lose this. It's going to... sitting on Planeswalkers. I still can't wait for Key to the Archive to leave standard. That said, we know that we know that alchemy will still have its normal rotation, so that's actually still gonna go. So we do have a fragment reality. I kind of want to draw a card first. Get an additional land, that's fine. Now I kind of wish I added Elish Norn in the mix here. So I can go for Archangel Elspeth, but that probably just gets removed. Our opponent is probably not playing any real creatures here. So we're just going to... Let's see, maybe our opponent... We're just going to deal with their tokens. Opponent probably just lets it go. Oh no, they're syncopating it. Okay, that's fine. I'm probably going to concede after the next turn though. We kind of need them to use up the farewell also. Now, oh, it's non-token. Let's see what their 3-drops are. It gets them a Chrome Host Sea Chart. Ah, okay. I actually like this strat. I bet that's one of their only few creatures. So that's actually kind of telling there. So they do run a few They do run a few other permanents. It's actually very tight. I also feel that it would lose to a real aggro deck, which we are not. We're actually just playing this deck for the meme, so it is what it is. But it might. That would explain the presence of the farewell, but I would suspect that deck would also have depopulate and depopulate, sunfall, etc. Lots of other board wipes. It's true control. Okay, let's go with this one. Did we only have 2? Oh, it goes Deep Root Wayfinder. We could just fragment that right away. But I'm gonna start setting up Gala Greeters here. Well, oh, the audacity. We'll into a fight spell. Ooh. Okay. So we could just fragment it right away. Ideally, I hit a 2-drop also when I fragment this as well. They'll draw a card, but... Okay, we did hit... Well, we hit a 1-drop. That's acceptable. Yeah, so it's this kind of deck like Okay, at least we did hit Arasad, so that clears the board a little bit. It's 1 more mana to... No, I'm curious what the white-green is. When it dies, create 2 board tokens. They will get... But they still... We're still going to be taking a few hits here and there, but we might... But between Siege Veteran and Fight Rigging, we should stand a chance. Now, here's the thing. If I swing with both of these, this one just blocks it, so that's really bad. I could... probably start the fight rigging. This doesn't have, oh, it does have vigilance. Hold on, why does it have vigilance? It has a vigilance counter and a trample counter. Yeah, Tenacious Pup gives a lot of good stuff, so we're not removing this anytime soon. So, probably, and this is at beginning of combat, might as well pass. We already passed that boat. Opponent goes Everbuck Caretaker. Ooh. They most likely put in the all. Oh, okay. So we have to accept that we're going to be. Yeah, getting stuck is not great. Whenever a non-treat. So, well, these are not soldiers, so I guess we go for the fight rigging. Let's see. Ossification. I think I do want the Vorn Flex. So I'm gonna swing with this one. I want to see if our opponent notices the first strike. Yeah, they noticed it. But it also puts it kind of out of reach, so we just have to be a bit judicious in our blocking. Never mind. Opponent is Now let's see which one they go for. They're gonna just destroy the fight rigging. That's fine. One more mana would be nice. At least we can get Elspeth Resplendent up. Yep. Yeah, that was kind of meaningless. I forgot I had trample. And Botanical Claws is gonna eat. I'm probably gonna concede this one. Our opponent got to so much mana so fast. Were we really that stuck? I guess we were. Yep, we're not gonna win this one. That was very brutal. That would have been a very nice one for our temporary lockdown would have been okay there. I had the Divine Purge also, but I eventually removed it because it does affect some of our cards negatively. But yeah, this is just pretty much for fun. We'll probably play about one more game here. Let's see how far we can go. Okay. Yeah, everyone's so boring. They're just playing mono green. But this deck will suffer a lot with the moment. This deck will suffer a lot the moment these cards rotate out. That said, so we have options here. I definitely want to play the Gala Greeters first though. Tovolar Dar Overlord. Have to take. Unfortunately, yeah, we're just giving them a lot of cards. We probably have to ossify this. It'll be a real disaster. It'll be a real disaster if it does flip. Still taking a beating. Song Pup. This one's gonna keep growing, so we do need removal for this. Ocelit, not gonna quite do it. We need the treasure token. Yeah, and let's see. Might as well put it here because we're probably going to block off the other ones. We're probably not going to punch through that. Opponent probably does have a 4 or higher spell, so the Ascended Pack Leader will punch through. Still, yeah, missing lands really hurts us as well. If we hit one land, we could Monastery Mentor, play Norn's Wellspring. That should land us a few creatures and get some stuff back. So that one's just for the trample. Am I willing to trade this for this? That has trample anyway, so I could just block it like this and get it over with. Well, our opponent might have a pump effect, which would be annoying. Howl of the Hunt. Yeah, they did. So it would not have mattered anyway. Finally hit a land, but it might be way too late for all this. So, yeah, probably another treasure token. Yeah, this is... Yeah, this having trample is a problem. Both of these having trample is actually a problem. And the Outland Liberator to take care... 7, 8. None of these have lifelink. Yeah, this is... Oh, he's not attacking with that. Might as well block it like this. One creature will still survive the process. Yeah, I think we need land. We're gonna vintage a hero. Huh? Well, not that kind of land. So let's see. I can cast this. It creates... No, it doesn't put +1/+1. Yeah, we're just way behind. Might as well draw a card with this, but probably not gonna win this one. Opponent just had a really fast start. Yep, and that goes all our blockers. That's very brutal. Also, our opponent went first, so maybe an argument for adding more turn 1 creatures, or actually it's just an argument for more board wipes. And it is a bit of it's a bit of an interesting proposition here. You're either gonna get the really effective aggro, or you're gonna get the really effective control. There's just really no room for anyone in the middle. Though I guess this one I'm fine with though. Definitely Radiant Growth turn 1, we Invasion turn 2. We can actually play Jaheira turn 2 depending on what our opponent's running. So we will want to play this Radiant Growth so we keep our options open. White, black. Now note the temporary lockdown actually will exile this too, so something. So you probably want to just play Jahir first. Let's see if our opponent has it. I'm more likely to deal with the multicolored. We are gonna need the white eventually, so we might as well just play this now. Let's see what their Void Rend. Yeah, we're there's also a key to the archive. Corpse Appraiser. So these two will enter the battlefield untapped. Meeting at the 5 is fine. Undercity Plunder is fine. Corpse Appraiser is probably annoying. I'm actually willing to leave. We're gonna slow down the Corpse Appraiser, and I'm gonna actually start swinging at this. Opponent probably might have enough time for the Void Rend, so we'll keep that in mind. It actually does. Well, no, they are. Oh, they're not going to Void Rend this, so we'll get the white. We'll do they have a 1-mana kill spell? Oh, and we did drop. So I definitely want to do the plus first because our opponent's so gonna Void Rend this. Definitely want to put that in the bottom. Also, I think I need to do a check. It's just creatures, so no dice on the other stuff. Opponent probably just Void Rend something right away. Yep, they're just gonna Void Rend that. That's fine. Yeah. Definitely playing Botanical Brawler. I expect the board wipe soon, but we do key to the archive. That's fine. Our first step is that we do want to destroy this right away because we know their mana is kind of slow. We want to keep slowing it down. Yeah, this is going to be a pure control deck. I don't expect any creatures, so we probably want to just ditch the temporary lockdown as well. Opponent ditches the dig up. We did give them one land, though they haven't played it yet. There's an Ancient Imperiosaur. It's annoying that we missed the one land, otherwise I would be able to play the Siege Veteran as well. So first pop that, drop here. And that should grow them all. I'm trying to see if there is a mass X. Well, they have lots of white, so a mass exile effect would be possible. Yeah, definitely needed it. Obscura. Return up to one target spell to its owner's hand. That's fine. because these two are still larger. This does have trample, so there is that. This was supposed to be just all of the big good stuff. That's it. That goes back. Yeah, good call on the block. Somehow surviving on just 2 creatures. Our opponent is going to cast a meeting up to 5 soon. Then becomes a question. Well, they will be able to cast Corpse Appraiser. That gives them something. I wonder what the other 2 cards are. Actually, they will also be able to. It's from among them, so it won't be Corpse Appraiser. So it won't be Corpse Appraiser. It might be a bunch of other stuff though. Yeah, it's a good thing we slowed this down. No, opponent is just going for Corpse Appraiser now. We exile a creature card. They have a creature card, so they will get 1 card out of this. Miss the Fleetfoot Dancer. They are actually still 1 mana short for this. Tear Asunder, exile. So target this one, which will give this one, and swing with both, and that should be it because Botanical Brawler has trample. Somehow we survived with just those few cards. I think given the situation, we already had the Gobakan on standby already. So by the time they had Void Rend, it was too late. Now it says it can't be countered, but it can still actually be. It's not really counter anymore. It's really failed to resolve, and that can still happen. So there we go. That was actually quite close. If any, it highlights the need of having incidental artifact enchantment removal, the need of incidental card draw, some of the small things that you want to consider when you go for Singleton. Anyway, that's going to be it for this episode of Magic Arena Run. If you like what you saw, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Turn on notifications and whatnot. Do let me know what you guys think about Alchemy in general, considering that Alchemy is the format that is going to continue to have the regular rotation, while Standard is the one that's not. Let me know in the comments, and that's gonna be it for this show. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope to see you guys again next time. Take care, God bless, stay safe wherever you are. Have a great week, everyone. Take care.